Okay, this video is kind of like a quick summary of doing the host file trick. This article does a really good job of explaining it. I mean, it's a pretty straightforward thing to do, but this article, I believe it was the one that I used when I first learned how to do this host file trick. I think I found this article and then just kind of followed along with what it said, and it's pretty straightforward. It's easy to do. There's only like three things that you have to do in order to do the host file trick. So the first thing is whatever notepad or like whatever text editor you want to use. You could just use straight up notepad. Um, I use Notepad++, but you can also just use Notepad. The thing you want to do is you want to open it you want to make sure that you run it as administrator. Because Windows will not let you update, or it will not let you edit the host file without running your text editor as administrator. So that's the one thing you'll just have to do right when you open up Notepad, is make sure you run it as administrator. And then once you're inside there, you can just go to this host right here. Well, it's basically, this is where the host file is at on your computer. So you could probably just copy and paste this like this file URL into Notepad when you open up a file. You should just be able to paste that right in there, and it should find the host file. Asks you how you want to open it. Just do Notepad, and then it will open it up in Notepad. I've got some stuff in there already. For you, it'll probably be blank. So like all of this stuff like that will be gone most likely, and so you'll just need to put in the stuff yourself. So I'm not sure if I provided any information on Batesville or something else, but the IP address for our new server, on the SiteGround we have two different servers. This is the effect-venus server, I believe. Yeah, so this is the new one, and then the other one, the effect.agency server, has a different IP address. So if you'll just go into the WHM area of that server, and next to each site it'll say the IP address of where that one is. And okay, so for Batesville, I was doing the WordPress conversion, and so it was really handy to use the www version. This is what I built the WordPress version of the site on, and this is what I use then to, open up in like an incognito window, just because I could have them both open. And so the one without www would go to the actual live site, because what I did was I put this pound sign right at the start of this line, and what that does is it has this, this list in here, like it's in here, but the pound sign tells it not to actually do it. So it's like I can have like a huge list of different host file edits, but the ones that don't have the pound sign. So like this one is live. That means if I go to the www version of Batesville, that means it's going to redirect my computer to this IP address. But since this has the pound sign, it's just telling my computer to not worry about that and just skip over that and go to that URL, but whatever IP address it's actually at. So that's why I have the pound sign there. In here it'll tell you, this is what you do. You just put the IP address that you want your computer to actually go to. Make sure that if you do something like this, to do both the www and the non-www version, in case there's any kind of redirect set up on the site, depending on what if the site uses www or the non version, you'll just do that. So um, yeah, that's basically all you'll do in your host file. You'll just put the IP address. You can just put a space, or I think maybe tab. Do tab over and then put in the URL that you want to tell your computer to go to that, URL. When you put that into your browser, it'll just basically tell your computer, if I put this into my browser, go to this IP address. And so that's how we do things on the SiteGround. Like if we don't actually have this domain pointed to our browser quite yet, if we don't have it pointed to our browser yet, then we can just do this host file trick, tell our computer to go right to, this IP address, which is our SiteGround server, if it goes to, this domain. We could do this for anything. Like we could even set up a site on SiteGround that says, www.google.com. And as long as I have this host file edit in here, I could tell, my computer, if I go to Google, to go to our SiteGround server like that. So, yep, kind of um, going over basically what this article says. If you have any questions, just ask me. Thanks.